Hey guys, human rights attorney Leigh Dundas here. I am so happy you guys are out at the Brave Freedom Rally in Ventura, California this Saturday, and I only wish I could be there in person, but it just wasn't possible this time. So I'm coming to you with a video appearance, next best thing. But know that you are not alone. Not only are there tons of people, I'm sure, at the rally right now, there are tons of people across this great nation that are rallying, and that is because we have been nearly sold out to a communist regime, and the good people of America aren't going to stand for it. You know, Khrushchev said decades ago now, "I will take America without firing a single shot. I will destroy her from within." And when you look at the stated 45 goals of the communists, they wanted to take down our statues, take down our art. They wanted to take over the schools. They wanted to take over student press. They wanted to take over adult mainstream media. Why? They want to be the ones shaping the hearts and minds of freedom-loving Americans so they can not be so freedom-loving, right? They wanted to destroy the family unit. That is always a primary goal in any communist takeover. If you look at the communist takeover in Cambodia under the direction of Pol Pot, one of the very first things he did is he separated families. He put kids in work camps, parents somewhere else, encouraged the kids to actually rat out their parents for violating the rules. And we're talking parents who were doing things like killing a grasshopper and giving it to their child in passing when they passed them in the work camp so that the child could have a little bit more protein. And if you ratted out your parent, you were rewarded, and the parent was punished. Nothing like incentivizing family members to destroy the family unit that they're part of. So destruction of the family unit is huge. It's not quite so overt here in America. They wanted to start here by just making divorce super easy to achieve and normalizing aberrant sexual practices and saying anybody who would speak out against those aberrant sexual practices was actually engaging in censorship, which is a no-no in America. Can you see the ingenuity that went into this, right? And then their final goals were really to start openly discrediting our founding fathers, saying they were racist. We've got Hillary Clinton coming out in recent years basically saying such things, and discrediting our founding paperwork as well. You know, that little document called the Constitution. So of the 45 goals that the communists had for a takeover of America, I think it's fair to say they've achieved a good 17 to 20 of them. So really things are in a very perilous place and a very perilous point right now. And the culmination of everything they've been working toward for decades, I mean, since the time I was born, has really now been achieved. We've got a person inhabiting the Oval Office, query whether he should be there rightly or not, who is now saying, you will get a vaccine or I will take away your job and starve you out and starve your children by not giving you your paycheck. And he did this by way of a press release. I mean, that is essentially what this mandate was. It doesn't have the force of law. It doesn't have the effect of law. And if you talk to lawyers on either side of the equation, I mean, you can literally go Google up Biden unconstitutional vaccine mandate on Google, not even on DuckDuckGo, and you'll get result after result of not just lawyers who are conservatives, but very left-leaning progressive lawyers who teach at law school saying, look, this thing is never going to hold water. It's not constitutional. He went about it all kinds of backwards. OSHA is not in charge of viruses in our body. OSHA's mandate, what their mission is to ride herd on workplace safety. They're to make sure that there's not environmental toxins floating around the rooms that people are working in, and that's their jurisdiction, and they have the power to regulate that. But a virus that lives inside of our bodies that could also be not just in an American person's body at the workplace, but in a Swedish person or a Chinese person's body, how is that OSHA's wheelhouse? It's not. It's a virus. It's with you whether you're at work or not at work. It has nothing to do with the workplace per se. And yet he's trying to have OSHA regulated, and he's asking OSHA to resurrect their emergency pathway type regulations as the vehicle by which to do it. The last time OSHA tried to use this particular channel was in the 1980s with asbestos, and it didn't work then with a legitimate workplace hazard. So the notion that it's going to work now, almost 50 years later, when they try it in this very contrived, completely not in the right lane setting with a COVID virus is just laughable. But if people aren't attorneys and they don't realize that, and they don't realize essentially what Biden did was a press release, and at some point in time, it will be held unconstitutional and invalid, they're going to go get the jab. And then once they get the jab, if 90% of the employees in this country get the jab, Biden's work is done. A court, U.S. Supreme Court, whichever court, can rule against him 5-6 months from now, and he doesn't care. He's won the war. Who cares if he lost the battle? He managed to bluff his way through and get every single American or the employers in charge of our lives to make us bow down and get the shot. So the first thing to understand is A, it's not constitutional. B, it's never going to hold water. And C, you got to hold the line. You gotta hold the line. And I am here to bring you groundbreaking, amazing news. And that is this. My phone has been ringing off the hook for the last couple of weeks by average American workers. I'm talking largely blue collar guys. The products in our country, the water bottles we buy, the bracelets we buy, this stuff doesn't just come out of the heavens into our houses. In America, we like to think it does, but these things are actually made in foreign countries in many cases. These products are made and then they are moved. And they aren't moved by doctors or lawyers. They are moved in the main on the back and the blood and the sweat and the guts and the hard work of men and women who work blue-collar jobs. That is who runs this country. And those guys and those girls are, to a man and woman, pissed off. They are pissed off, and they are calling me and every attorney. And yeah, they're saying, yeah, we want to do a lawsuit. We want to do a lawsuit. But let me tell you where it's really at. We're sick of this. We are sick of Biden. We are sick of our employer. We know this is unconstitutional, and we will be gosh darned if our employer that we have given 20, 30, sometimes 40 or 45 years of our life to is going to come to us and say 1 year before retirement, which is the only reason we kept this blue collar job, by the way, since there's so many other opportunities now, we're going to bankrupt you. We're going to squeeze you out 1 year before your retirement, and you're not going to be able to pay for your kids' college educations. You're not even going to be able to keep food on the table. These guys are saying, we're not playing ball. And if Biden thinks he runs this country, we're going to double down on that little bet he just threw out there. He wants to play a game of chicken. Game on. We are going to show both this administration and our employer that we actually run this country, and that when we don't show up, nothing works in this country. They are willing, what I am saying is they are willing to bankrupt their own employer that they have been so loyal to for the last few decades, and if need be, bring this economy to its freaking knees if it means that no more freedom will be sold out on their watch. And God bless them, and I mean that. God bless the blue-collar boys and girls who are having the guts to stand up against this administration, and really are the only ones, save a couple of, In-N-Out type franchises, right? Who have had the guts to come out. We've got to have more than just In-N-Out fighting our battles for us, guys. And I am here to tell you that the good, hardworking people of America are holding the line. These employees are 30, 50, 70, 73, 75% unvaccinated. And they're like, oh, Biden, you think you run this country? Oh, employer, you think you're going to tell us what to do? Enjoy trying to run your shop, your warehouse, move your product when half your people aren't there. Something like 31 fire departments in New York City in the last 24 hours were not manned because they couldn't crew them up because they didn't have enough employees in the house once they let people go. And everywhere we're seeing this bluff not work, right? We've got University of Chicago schools, or Chicago Unified Schools rather. We've got University of Alabama Hospital, and they are all saying, oh, just kidding. Just kidding about that deadline that we said. Go ahead and come to work even if you're unvaccinated. Why are they saying that? Why are they rolling it back? Because fundamentally, this country is a for-profit entity. It runs in a capitalist direction. Businesses are not paid to stay open by our government. We're not a communist regime. Businesses make money by making money, and they make money on the backs of their workers. And if their workers don't show up, good luck with that. Good luck with that. And once I started singing from the rooftops the fact that the blue collar boys weren't going to play ball with Biden's little mandate anymore, and that they were staging a nationwide walkout that is commencing this coming Monday, November 8th. And it's not just a little one day walkout like we saw last week. That was a good warm up. These guys know their supply line, and they know exactly how long it takes the product to get from their hands to the store, or not, as the case may be. And they aren't playing a little game here. They're playing for keeps. They're like, we're not going to strike for one day. We're going to strike for 4 days. We're striking Monday. We're striking Tuesday. We're striking Wednesday, all the way through Thursday, Veterans Day night. A 4-day sustained strike is what's going on, starting this Monday, ending Veterans Day. And it happens to be 2 weeks before Thanksgiving and before Black Friday. And the point is twofold. One, the employers are going to recognize they need their employees if they want to make a dime. And two, it is exactly like I said, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And when Ma and Pa Kettle in a flyover state go to buy Thanksgiving Day supplies, some turkey, some stuffing, some cranberries, some pumpkin, and they see that there are no supplies, and then all their friends and family go to do their Black Friday shopping 2 days or a day later and discover that the shelves in the stores are rather empty, and it looks like some third world convenience store with a pack of pens and one bag of beans and rice on the store shelves and nothing else. That is when all of the rest of the people in the country who have not gotten in the game and are not exactly awake behind their wheel are going to go, holy heck, we're having to face the music. Something is drastically wrong with this little country that's the home of the brave, land of the free, right? So it's a twofold process that we're doing here. We're waking up the masses. Doesn't matter if mainstream media covers it, although I'm pretty sure they're going to have to. And by the way, we are already having a win. Because from the time we started airing our little flyer, and that flyer you can get, by the way, by texting the word freedom to 53445. Again, that number, 53445. Everybody take out your cell phone and text the word freedom to 53445. You will get a copy of the electronic flyer. It is your civic duty. If you think that you are an American, if you believe this country was founded on freedom, if you believe that every single person who fought in one of the wars that happened before we were alive gave their life to keep this country free, I would submit to you, you have a duty today. You have a duty to get that flyer and to give it to as many people as you can between right now and Monday morning. You post it on every social media channel that you are on, every account that you have. You email it, you blast it out by text, by email to at least 100 of your friends, your family, your coworkers, your church friends, you name it, your PTA president. People need to know about the strike so they can partake in it. Every single person I've talked to, from Bobby Kennedy and Children's Health Defense, Simone Gold and America's Frontline Doctors, Lynn Wood, General Flynn, every broadcast journalist who's on our side of the fence, Ann Vanderstill, Doug Billings, Charlie Ward, Mel K. I've been on all of them in the last couple days. Every single person said, you put my name on that flyer because this is the move we have been waiting for. This is a checkmate move. This country runs on the backs of the workers. And if the workers are stepping off the field, ain't nobody playing ball. And that is what I am here to tell you. When I hung up the phone with these blue collar guys, I had another phone call. It was the telecom employees. Hung up that phone call, I had another phone call. It was the aerospace defense employees. Hung up that phone call. You get the idea. My phone has been burning up, and I am here to tell you it's not just the blue collar guys. It is the white collar guys. It is every man. It is every woman. It is every person with red blood running through their veins who still has a heartbeat and a pulse and gives a damn about this country. And if you give a damn about freedom, you need to be doing this strike. It is a strike against employers who are mandating the vaccine. And it is no decision for you to say, well, my employer's just flirting with the idea of mandating it, but they haven't mandated it yet, so I'm going to wait until my butt is a little closer to that fire. That is not how you fight tyranny. This is a war. And war has two sides, my friend. And right now is when you pick a side. And if you don't pick a side right now, you still just picked a side. You just happen to pick the wrong damn side, because inaction and neutrality in the face of war, in the face of oppression, only helps the oppressor. It never helps the oppressed. We need to get off the couch. We need to get involved in the game, and we need to stand up for freedom. And that is what this is. If you text the word freedom to 53445, it is a stand up for freedom move. It is a strike against the employers mandating the vaccine. Go to the rallies. You're going to be kept abreast of the rallies by virtue of that text code that you send out there. We'll let you know where to rally this week. You're off to a good start this Saturday. God bless you. God be with you. Never forget, you are the leader you've been waiting for, and nobody and nothing wins against the power of the people. Every time in our history, God won, righteousness won, freedom won, and today is no different, and this is the week it starts right gosh darn now. Proud to be with you. Love being here. Thank God for America, and thank God for Americans like you who are holding the line. I'll catch you next time.